Welcome. My name is Matt Shanahan, Chief Strategy Officer at Lockstep, and I'm happy to share with you a sneak peek at Lockstep Collect, accounts receivable automation software that works as hard as you do. First, what is accounts receivable automation? It's a cloud-based software that integrates with your accounting system and streamlines and simplifies your collections workflow. Specifically, it includes automated communications to your customers, an ability for customers to gain access to their account through a self-service portal, collections activity management to control the next best activity for your team, cash application to keep your records up to date on payments, and then forecasting and reporting. A little bit about Lockstep. Our mission is to connect the world's accounting departments so they can work better together. Lockstep Collect is our first application, and it's built by accounting professionals for accounting professionals. Lockstep Collect delivers an average of over 20x ROI, so it's a great return on investment. And it's been recognized as an industry leader by Gartner, IDC, and award-winning by organizations like Tech Titan and others. We serve some great brands. We have over 200 customers across over 30 different industries, and you can see some of them here. So whether you're a large organization like Securitas, or maybe a smaller organization, you get the full power of Lockstep Collect. We're also the leader in ERP integrations with over 40 integrations to accounting and ERP platforms. And that list is growing all the time. So if you don't see yours, please contact us because we're adding them frequently. So let's jump into the challenge of manual collections. Today, most organizations to manage their collections process will run an aging report, export that data into Excel, and then manually do the follow-up with customers to find out the status of payments. The challenge with that is now you're managing all these activities and follow-ups using email and spreadsheet, and it's hard to keep it accurate and up to date and share it with team members and coordinate what's going on. It's often fragmented and incomplete. So you're looking for contact data or the latest payment information, et cetera, looking into multiple systems just to be ready for a call. There's a lot of one-off emails. You actually handwrite each one or maybe cut and paste from a template. Then the cash itself is slowed down in terms of its delivery. It's trapped, if you will, and that increases your DSO. Obviously, there's a lack of scalability in this manual process, so the only way to deal with growth is to actually try and add more people under this situation rather than leverage automation. And it's frustrating. Team members don't find it as a fulfilling role to do all these menial tasks. So let's talk about Lockstep Collect and how it works. Specifically, what Lockstep Collect does is it integrates with your ERP and your CRM to bring over all the data necessary for the collections process. Things like the open invoices, any payments that have been made, contact information, account information, et cetera, all of that's brought over. And then there's a rules engine called accounts receivable sequencing that's able to look at the status of the invoices, maybe look at the status of the customer account, understand that it's the end of month and certain communications need to go out, and it fires off those communications using information about invoices and accounts to send either an email, an SMS, or even an automated call to the customer, encouraging them to come back to the customer self-service portal where they're able to make online payments and have the cash flow directly into you. So in a perfect world, this is 100% automated, but obviously issues pop up. There could be a dispute. There could be some issues in the customer side. That's when the sequencing engine is able to actually create an activity, assign that activity to the right collector for the collector to go out and resolve that issue. So that's what we'll be looking at in our demo, and we'll jump into that right away. What we're looking at is Lockstep Collect. This is the dashboard that gives you an overall view of your collection status. You can see your projected cash receipts. This is based on AI that actually looks at customer payment behavior. We are able to project those receipts into the future, and we can look at the historical trends. The ability to understand what is the team doing today, who's doing well, where can there be improvements, how do you do coaching, all of that is available here. So you get a view of how many activities are completed. You're able to look at your customers' use of the self-service portal, right? So how many made visits today, how many made payments, all of that information. And again, it's the detail behind that's all available to you. Understand your aging, and then understand your trends. So those are all available to you at the at your fingertips. Now, that's a little bit of the dashboarding. There's a deeper reporting module in this. We won't have time to go through, but definitely something to follow up on. What we're going to do now is we're actually going to look at how some of the automated communications occur. We'll look into an account, Kennedy Corporation, and what we can see here are all the open invoices for Kennedy. As I mentioned, we use some AI. You can see Kennedy usually pays on time. So it's interesting that there's a couple of late invoices. So what's happened, if we look at these invoices, these are the activities that have occurred. You can see that an automated email went out, and then another one indicating follow-up. And then finally, a phone call was scheduled, and then a past due notice, and then updated account statement was sent. So those are some of the automated communications that are taking place. You can also see that list down here. So other communications beyond just the invoices, an account statement can be sent out. So let's take a look at what that entails. So we can see a breakdown of when this was sent out. We actually can see the email itself. And as we discussed, there's always that notion of a magic link inside the email that allows the customer passwordless access, secure passwordless access to their account online. And that's what we're going to do here. We're going to click on that magic link, and you'll be able to see that Kennedy Corporation themselves can go to see their account online. They can see all their open invoices. You can see here there's the 2 past due. They can select those. They can actually make a payment. And now that payment has been made for Kennedy. And we can see that it's pending and the other things. Now, other items they can do, they could actually make a dispute. They can record a promise to pay. This is a broad set of capabilities, including helping Kennedy at the end of the month do reconciliation by understanding exactly how payments were applied in the system. Now, we've looked at automated communications, customer self-service. The final thing that we'll look at here in our tour, quick tour, is collections activity management. In collections activity management, the goal is to complete as many activities as possible. So you can see here for Alberta Grant, this is my next best activity to work on. If I click on that activity, all the things I need to do to complete that activity are provided. There's a procedure, there's all the relevant contacts. I can look at different transactions that are associated with this. If I make my call, I can record maybe that I did get a customer promise date. This is the date that they've done. I'm going to ask for a scheduled follow-up. I can simply hit save and next, and I move on to the next activity. The great part being that I'm able to work through my entire activity list in record time. So what we've seen throughout this quick tour is the dashboard, the ability to understand the entire collections process as we see it. We saw the automated communications. We saw the customer self-service and the online payment that then automatically applied the cash back into the system, and the collections activity management to follow up on open issues. The benefits of accounts receivable automation are deep and broad. First, there's increased working capital. When you reduce days sales outstanding, you're essentially bringing that many days of cash into your bank account, which increases your working capital. There's increased cash from operations. More cash in the bank means that it can go to work and create, whether it's interest income or actually being able to be used in other sources. There's the ability to free up staff time. By taking away a lot of those menial tasks, you're giving people the time to face, customer issues, build customer relationship, and really improve the overall collections effectiveness. And finally, this is all floating right to the bottom line, which increases shareholder value.